Hello, this is Dwaipayan here. I am currently working as an assistant professor at the Political Science Department in the University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. Today I'll be delivering a very short lecture on the three most important theories of international relations, which is realism, liberalism, and Marxism. So, firstly, I would like to mention one thing, which is that my target audience for this video, they are students of political science, international relations, public policy, and especially the aspirants who are preparing for UPSC, state civil services. I hope this video helps you with your preparation. This will be my very short, literally short attempt to explain the three very important theories in IR. So here I go. So if I'm talking about the theorization of international politics, because we know that with every praxis there is a theory which guides the praxis. So everything which is happening around us, every development in international politics, be it Iran's US putting embargo on Iran, or let's say Israel-Palestine conflict, let's say Pakistan's Pakistan's lack of a stable democratic government, then Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So with each and every development happening in international politics, there is a theory which tries to explain why is that development taking place. So the three meta theories which works in international relations are realism, liberalism, and Marxism. So quickly getting into the first one, realism. So what is realism? Realism talks about the importance of, or let's say the primacy of, the nation states as the most important element in international relations. So in IR, according to realism, states form the most important element, and in order to secure the objective or the goals of the state, what do you require? You have national interest. So securing of national interest is the ultimate aim. And there is a very famous saying in international relations, which is, there is no permanent friends or permanent enemies, but there are permanent interests. And national interest is something evolving in nature. It is not something which is something static, but something which is very dynamic. And then how do you secure your national interest? It is through accumulation of power. So power is the main currency of realism. So the more the powerful the country is, the more the powerful the economy of a country, the more the powerful military strength of a country, the greater the say it has in international relations. And again, a very basic assumption of realism is that global politics is something which is very anarchic in nature. So there is no global guardian which is there, because all the states are sovereign in nature, and hence, since there is no global guardian, all the states are sovereign, they can fulfill their national interest in the way they like, and there is no scope of morality in IR. So morality, ethics, these are something very subjective according to international relations. So what can be morally right for India is not morally right for Pakistan, or what is morally right for Pakistan to secure its foreign policy might not be morally right for India. So according to realism, so anarchy, global politics is all about anarchy, and how to address the anarchy. So ultimately, you have to address the anarchy through the establishment of a balance of power. And one more thing, when we talk about realism, so there are basically two branches of realism. First one is the classical realism, which tries to extrapolate the Hobbesian understanding of human nature, where Thomas Hobbes says that human beings are something who are very selfish, brutish, nasty in nature. So similarly, you extrapolate that into with the states. So in the individual states, they are also egoistic. They have a lust for power. So everyone wants to accumulate more and more power. So basically, this leads to a very insecure behavior among nation states, and ultimately they end up in a conflict with each other. And the second part of realism was that the second branch was the structural realism by Kenneth Waltz, which talks about more about the structure of the international order, and it's not explained like international politics is not explained through how classical realism explains it through human nature. Then we'll be quickly going on to liberalism. So ever since the end of Second World War, so the pattern of like governance, world order has been a very liberal in nature, according to the scholars of liberalism. So like liberalism is the defining features of the modern project of liberal democracy, is the establishment of the modern project of liberal democracy, which has often been spearheaded by the Western countries, majorly the United States, France, United Kingdom, Germany, Netherlands, Sweden. And there are two aspects of liberalism, which is the political liberalism and economic liberalism. But in the major role played in order to like further liberalism in world politics is through the economic aspect, which is through trade. So basically, the more the countries will trade with each other, the lesser they'll be the more the countries that trade with each other, the more the dependence they'll have on each other, and the lesser conflict they'll be ultimately getting onto. And what helps check unlimited power or unbounded power, unlike realism, it's construction of institutions. So liberalism talks about institutions which act as agents of friction when it comes to conflict. So institutions are something which are institutions in international order. They are supposed to check the unbounded power and promote cooperation among nation states. Like we have so many, let's say today, transnational organizations, international organizations, NGOs who are trying to work for a more united world, not a divided world. We have regional platforms. For example, in order to address the issues of conflicts in South Asia, we have platforms like SAARC, which is unfortunately is not being used by the member states to reconcile issues between them, but it can act as important agent to ease conflict. Then again, liberalism borrows its main principle from the democratic peace theory by Immanuel Kant, where Kant argues that the more the democratic the countries will be, the lesser they're about to engage in conflict with each other, and ultimately the international liberal order, world order, is guided by what? It's guided by norms again, which promotes cooperation and not conflict. And lastly, I'll be quickly getting onto the third theory, meta theory, which is Marxism. So this is till date, which I personally believe is one of the most important explanations given behind the gross inequality which is there. And Marxism was important, is important, and is going to be important forever until there is economic inequality persisting in the world. So basically, Marxism negates the theories of liberalism and realism, and it says that it tries to address the class divide in international world order by saying that that there are two major blocks, like the global north and the global south. And the global north, it has countries like, again, majorly the Western countries, US, UK, France, Canada. And the global south has all the poor countries of the world, like Latin American countries, South Asian countries, African countries, which are grappling with issues of abject poverty, unemployment, hunger issues, conflicts, intrastate conflict, interstate conflict, and all the root cause of all these issues has been addressed by the Marxist scholars is what? It's capitalism. It's the capitalist world order which exploits the global south and is majorly responsible for all this gross inequality. And also the main theory given by Marxism is that there are there are two group according to Marxism: the ruling class, the ruling elite, which exploits, who are the bourgeois, and the ones who get exploited are the proletarians. So proletarians all across the world are exploited irrespective of their nationality, and the call that's why given by the Marxist scholars is that to unify it's for unification of all the global south countries, let's say formation of a proletarian international society which will jointly address the issues of issues of inequality, abject poverty, and all these negative issues. Because you see, today, a farmer in Africa also has the similar issues which a farmer in South Asia, in India, Pakistan has. So, irrespective of what's happening in the borders between India and Pakistan, poor people both in India and Pakistan are suffering, and that is what the main target of Marxism is. It's not to look at the broader issues of security, state security, international, domestic cooperation through international trade, but to focus on the main issues of human security, which can be regarded as another dimension to security which Marxism provides. And what is the ultimate aim? The ultimate objective is to establish a classless society and a socialist world order, new international economic world order, which was if we look at international institutions, also Marxism has huge impact on international institutions as well, like liberalism tries to talk about. For example, if you look at the functioning of NAM, especially NAM in the 1970s, 1980s, 1960s, it was vocally fighting against imperialism, neo-colonialism, and gave a larger call to establish a new international economic order, NIEO, which is echoing the thoughts of Marxism. So basically, this was a very short lecture, very short lecture. Thank you for listening to it. I hope this finds you, all the listeners will find this useful. Thank you.